What's going on, guys? It's your boy Lyndon Brown's brand new video. Here's today, and here I'm here to talk about The Apprentice. I am here today to talk about The Apprentice. I said it again, forget it. Anyway, I'm talking about The Apprentice today, and kind of what I'm thinking about it so far. I've been enjoying it. We're at 8 episodes in. I was caught up on Wednesday's episode today, and it's about 3 in the morning, so I don't make any mistakes or yawn or anything. It's just been a long day. But yeah, so I kind of just watched the latest episodes. I'm going to give you guys what I'm thinking so far and my predictions and who I think could go on and win this show this year. So let's start it off. I'll be honest with you. First of all, people had to go back who've been fired the first 4 weeks. I have to go back and look at them because there's just literally nothing, barely anything rememberable about them. So the first 4, we had Sarah week 1, just literally. Like, you got my mind already, like, gone. David, can't say much more about him, I can't remember. Frank, he was the one that cried, I think I remember about him. And he was an emotional guy. And then you got Alex. I recall, he was quite a young guy. You could tell he was just out of uni, I don't know why. Who hyped him up to go on the show and be like, yeah, you can win The Apprentice and beat all the big boys? No, big boys and girls, sorry, inclusion. Like, who hyped him up like that? Nah. But yeah, as you guys can, I'll show you guys now. I've been sat here for the last hour just writing notes. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. So then we had Rick on week 5. Rick was alright, he kind of knew what he was on about, but to me, Rick just wasn't good enough and he didn't prove himself on the task enough to kind of get himself past week 5, so I think that was about the right time for him to exit. The first person I think a bit of personality was probably Curran. He exited in week 6. Curran was just jokes. He came in as an actor, not really much business acumen. He played one of the people that kind of threw him by producer, just kind of be at the curveball and see what he could produce. And to be fair, he did a bit. I mean, his acting I don't really rate. Did you see him? Week 2 when he had the animated part of the comic book front? And man, I was there. He's not getting any acting jobs anytime soon. We'll just say that. But the thing he's remembered for is the meme, like when he's there, he's about to get fired, and the 2 girls gang up on him, and he's like, "This is ridiculous! Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening right now. I can't believe this is ridiculous." It's literally the best thing. I think I'm gonna remember that for the next 2 years. It's staying in my head for a bit, man. You've done well. So who we got next? We got my boy Coyote. I can't believe he's gone, like a lot of you guys. Like, man, he was just killing it. He was, until he left. He was my go-to guy to win. I thought, yes, he's going to be another guy. Like, last time I watched The Apprentice fall through, it was when Joseph Valente won. And he kind of a bit like him, kind of came up from the dirt, didn't really have much, and kind of just really got down, grafted, and I thought it was going to be the one for him. I thought he was going to come through and win it, but it's a bit sad, really. I think kind of 2 weeks, which weren't his best weeks, but not every. When you're doing something like The Apprentice, where everything's so all round, they want it all around. You're not going to excel all 12 weeks, and I think it's kind of unlucky. He had 2 bad weeks in a row, and Lawson called it end to his time. Like, I really think he obviously didn't have all the business acumen that the others have, but I think he could have got there. And I think I'm gonna say, if you like any kind of come to this, if you ever see this, man, just let you know. If I ever need a business manager, I'm looking at your line. I'm gonna find your email, man. I'm gonna get it out to you, man. You can come represent me anytime, because I was really impressed by what you brought to the table. So I just want to let you know that. And to me, you were just the risk that Lord Sugar should have touched the final. Just all I'm going to throw out there. So then we had Jasmine. She was the last person I saw fired. She was fired on Thursday. And while I just watched this, I just watched her get fired. With Jasmine, I kind of agree with everything that Lord Sugar said. I think, she was a great corporate person. Like, I can see her going up in the hierarchy and like in a big business and making, but like she hadn't owned her own business, and to me, she wasn't going like she may own her own business in the future, but like she's one of those people where like she's got a bit bored of corporate, and it's going to be down the line. Like I don't see her really breaking out of the corporate shell anytime soon. If I'm just looking at her, I don't think she was been great. She didn't look like a great entrepreneur. She didn't have that like kind of natural instinct, and man, she's just I don't know. I don't know what it was about her, but I just did not feel like she was the right person. I don't think Lord Sugar really saw that in her, and that's why she didn't really get there. Because really, the one thing that conversation came from me from watching Jasmine was basically thinking that like, man, I could never be corporate out here. I'm just gonna keep it real with all you people watching. Like, I'd much rather just grind the rest of my life trying to be self-employed, and that's kind of the play I've took. Not going to uni. I know I've talked about this a bit before, but like basically, I look at it and I'm like, well, all the biggest money in business is being at the top. So why am I going to uni, getting myself in debt, having to work up through the ladder, kiss everyone's behind, going through to eventually get to the top, when I can just carve my own lane. I can work in jobs where I feel comfortable and I'm good at. I know I can do, and yeah, so I think it's good. Everyone has to start, everyone has to work for someone else. But you know, as soon as I can get off that kind of ladder and that kind of hierarchy stick, and I come to my own hierarchy, I can kill it. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm setting out to achieve. Then that's what I want to do. I just couldn't deal with the BS corporate, to be honest. And honestly, like the only reason I'd enter corporate is if I was at the point where I was the subject, I was the person who's going to benefit from being there. I am the entity, and that's what I want to be. So if I was to be like a YouTuber, like a musician, like I want to be the person they are discussing, and like I wouldn't want to do it to kind of benefit anyone else. So that's my kind of opinion of Jasmine. So let's keep going on after a bit of an interlude. So next kind of group of people, these people are still in there right now. I don't know when they're going out. So the next group of people are the people that I want to leave. Like these are the three people where I think, man, you've got to go. You've got to be the next three to go. If anyone else goes, I'll be disappointed. So the next person is Sarah. Sarah Ann, sorry. Because there was two Sarahs, I believe. Yeah, there was two Sarahs. Yep, just who is she? Like, honestly, like, I've literally seen nothing. Like, saying she's trying to persuade Lord Sugar to invest in her and become her next client. Like, I've seen nothing of like an entrepreneur. She's literally been like smack bang middle team player. She ended up on the right side a few too many times, and she's in the second half of this competition, and she's just forgettable. Like, I did a bit of research on her because obviously I look at all the candidates, and I looked at a training video, and it's like the caption was "My USP is me," and I'm like, well, if you're your USP, you don't have one. I'm sorry, like. I'll keep it blunt. That's what business is about. Next person we're on to, it's kind of for a very similar reason, is Camilla. I feel like she doesn't really offer anything. If I'm being perfectly honest with you, like she's there. She contributes sometimes. She's got a bit of creative streak. Not really seeing her sell anything. Like I've not seen anything from her to kind of suggest that like she's going to go any further in this process. I think she's done very well. She's been on the winning side. She's offered a few things, but offered a few ideas. But I just don't see her going much further in this. I think her time's coming to an end soon. And the last person in this list of people I don't think are going any far next is Khadija. And man, she's the one. I'm not gonna lie. She was the one that got me heated. She's the one that made me want to write this video because man. She's the one I really can't get my head around how she's still here. Like, fair play to her and like everything, but like, I'm just thinking when I think about it from a business standpoint, I'm there. Like, the three questions I have with her, sorry if I even get into her, is has she gone a week without arguing with someone? Literally every team leader she's in, every time she's not project manager, she is just at everyone's neck. Just thinking, why you're not implementing what I want to think? And when they did, was it the second? No, it was the week where they had the shoes, I remember. And was it the shoes? Oh, was it the shoes? Yeah, it was. or was it the comic book? Or did she have both? I think she had a role in both actually, and I remember, yeah, I think she'd have a role in both. I remember it was the comic book where they were meant to aim it at like teens, was it? It was around teens, and then she made it, and it was way below. I think she was product manager at that point, and it was marketed way below. And I think that is because she's like a young woman, like two. So literally, like, I don't think she was ever going to get the target market right. I feel like that's like she's kind of just like, they know she's about to do that. She know she's about to do that, and like she gets it to her kids. I don't think she doesn't know that market yet. And I think it was the same with, I might be wrong with the shoes, but I remember she's having a big part to play in it, and the shoes were way too young as well. I remember in that scenario as well. So you had to market it down because no one like my age said they were going to buy them. So, like, and that's the point I have with her. She's always having arguments. To me, she brings nothing. Like the other two I've said, nothing special. And I think the other two, they're quiet. I accept it from them. But for her to be so like demanding and up there, and to think she can contribute so much, like, I think she's really got to come with something more special. And to me, that's the kind of my third reason. I don't think Lord Sugar is employing her. I don't think he wants someone that argumentative on his team. If I'm going to be honest, I'm going to keep it honest with her. And honestly, I felt I had a tweet on my phone, and I wanted to like say all this and go at her. But I saw literally every bad tweet. She literally searched the name, and she was quoted and replying to everything. So even if I get one later on down the line, like, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Like, just from, I'm a complete outside what's it called? I'm a complete outside like perspective. Like, but that's just what I see. I've seen 8 weeks now, so I think like I'm justified to say this. Next group of people I'm going to move on to are the three I feel like are kind of like just on the outside. I feel like these guys I feel like they can all make the final if they pull it out in the next few weeks. So the first one I'll start off with is Sabrina. I do rate Sabrina. You can tell she's still learning the world of business, but she is like, she's getting there, and she's got a great energy to it. Very hard working. She's bubbly. And I think she is going to get quite far in the process. I don't know where her journey ends. I think maybe if she gets to the final three, I think just how young she is, I just don't know how solid that business plan is going to be. I think she'll have a great business. But as we've seen people who think the best candidates, and they get to the end, they put out the business plan, and then you'll see like Claude or Carriage pick it apart and decimate it. And I feel like she could be one of the people that would be on the end of that. But I wish the best of luck to her. I think she can crack top five. Next person I'm going to say is Tom. I think Tom's a surprise package. A lot of people would probably think he'd quite want to people about next. He's lost 2 in a row. But I think when Tom's got it, like, to me. And he's got a business acumen, and I think that's what saved him last time. And he has an entrepreneurial experience, whereas I've noticed a lot of people in the earlier rounds didn't have the entrepreneurial experience. They were people that wanted to be entrepreneurs, and a lot of them have gone out now. And now we're kind of seeing people who are now all business owners. You're seeing a lot more personality, whereas people who are standing back are now out now. So I think it's going to make the later stages of this become even better. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I think Tom he can come with it, man. I think if he stays at the bottom 2 for the next couple of weeks, I think he'll be up there, he'll be challenging. And although it's still an outshot right now, I think if things can go well for him, I think he can sneak into that final 3. But he has to do very well to beat the next person we'll talk about, which is Sean. Sean has done, to me, she's just done very well. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Sean, I've got to be honest. She's fierce, she's competent. She knows when to be a leader and when to be a team player. She's employee favourite, as you've seen. Even when a team's losing, she's not been called back. I've noticed this numerous times, because people feel like she's done enough. She's not disruptive. She does what she's told. So she's not getting called back, which I think is great. It's really good for her, and I think she's going to continue that right up until the end. So I think she is doing very well. She stepped up as PM. She's won, so I think she is really she's pulling out stop. She's pulling out stop. She's doing what she needs to do, and I wouldn't be surprised to see her in the top three if she keeps going. I don't know. She's a bit of a dark horse. I don't know. She is still outside to me. Like the other two could mess up, and she's still an outside bet to win. But we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. She's got a very good creative streak as well. I think that really helps her, and she knows how to present herself in the boardroom, which I think is really important as well. So the final two, we have the final two. Two people I think are gonna be head-to-head challenging. First person, these two people left. First person is Daniel. I really do like him. I think he's kind of stepped into the light over the last few weeks. I think when Daniel and Curran were in, like, I kind of always thought those two as a pair. They were very close. They were always speaking, and I kind of always thought, well, Curran's a bit incompetent. I don't know about Daniel because I wasn't really paying that much attention. But I think since Curran's gone, like, the last couple of weeks, I really started to see Daniel really can do it, and like he's got that mind, he's got that business mindset, and he's got a bit of a personality. I really do dig it. Like I think Lord Sugar will like it as well. In fact, I can see past him just as a businessman. Like I can see a personality just in life. Like he's bright. He likes partying. You could tell, and I think the good thing about Daniel is like, when he's making decisions, he's making the correct decisions, which means I don't think he's not having to come out and do the most at the moment. Like he can literally contribute like maybe second to least. But if he's making the right moves at the moment, which is keeping him in, and I think if he keeps doing that, man, he's have a very strong process, and he could potentially. I think to me, he could potentially get to the final. And I think if he doesn't get to the final, then it's only him that's let himself down. To me, he could push all the way. And that leaves who I believe will be the winner of the process of the Apprentice 2018. And to me, the winner will be Jackie. And if you could put money on the Apprentice, I'd put money on her. Like, I'm just going to throw it out there now. I'm not sure if Joe won it last year or the year before. When he was on, I called that he won about week 4. If it wasn't for Coyote, I think Coyote, to me, probably would have been a bigger challenge. I think she's got a clean sweep now. Like, I think she is the all-rounder, and I kind of see in the others, there's kind of gaps in the game. Oh, they might be good at speaking to people, but they may not be, like, great in the boardroom, and may not be like the bestseller, but literally to me, Jackie's one of the only people I've seen do it all. She's been PM a few times. She's won. She's got the stats. She knows how to handle herself. To me, like I like the way that she dealt with Jasmine last round. I think that was great. To me, and she's good at leading the team, and she actually knows what it means to lead. I feel like we're in a show where it feels like a lot of them haven't actually watched the show before because they're making a lot of the same mistakes people made in the past. Jackie's one of the few people that isn't making those mistakes, and I think she only mistake she made was when she tried to throw someone underneath the bus right at the start and also caught her out. But since then, she's been on straight and narrow, and I think it's her process to lose now. Coyote's gone, honestly. So hope you guys enjoyed. I kind of thought of this, but I kind of wanted to bring you guys my thoughts on what I thought so far. You know, who I think is going to win. Let me know your opinions. I know it's kind of drafting a lot of people and want you to check out my videos. There's something a bit different, but I do like business, and like The Apprentice, it brings out the entrepreneurial side of me and like what I think, and like maybe I want to make a second video to this, kind of breaking down like the tasks and like actual tasks and what I liked and what I didn't like about what people had, how they attempted them, how maybe I would attempt them, because I would like to do that, kind of bring down the Apprentice a bit more, because it's something like, if I was going to go to uni, I would have done like on business management, entrepreneurship. Like that was my course, like that I signed up to do. I had student finance for, and it was all ready to go. So this is something The Apprentice is kind of perfect for me. It's something that I really enjoy looking at every year, like stuff like this, Dragon's Den. Love it. Love breaking it down. So if I see a bit more of a kind of grown up kind of cut down. Even though it's something to be entertaining, and trust me, it is entertaining. So if you'd like to see this a bit more, let me know. Leave a like. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new to Luna's channel. We're always growing. I appreciate each one and every one of you checking out my content. Until next time, peace.